We'll begin in stick pose, Dandasana, and we'll work with a block today as well. So sitting upright in Dandasana can be very challenging for lots of reasons: tightness in the hamstrings or the lower back or the whole back line of the body. A couple of things that might help is a little bit of height under the seat, like if you had a blanket or a smaller pillow, because this might be a little bit high. But if you had some height to sit on, you'd sit more towards the edge of it. Another thing that might help is putting something at the back of the knees so that the hamstrings aren't gripping, and to place the hands maybe back a little to help us bring the pelvis to a more neutral or slightly even forward position. We want to try to avoid something like this or this. So we're trying to come evenly over the seat, pretty uprightness here. Lower back curve is present. If the legs are able to be straight, then actively pushing the thighs down, reaching long through the heels, and perhaps the hands alongside the body. So Dandasana stick pose really asks us to be in our center, be in our strong core. Let's move through a few practices to help strengthen our core. And we'll begin by placing the feet about hip width apart and moving back and forth between the cat shape and the cow shape in the spine. The cat shape where we're rounding the back, we can look towards the navel. The cow shape where we're coming forward through the lower back, through the upper back, and a little bit through the neck. Careful to not find that lift through the chin. So we could go back and forth to exhale cat, inhale cow. It's very therapeutic movement for bringing mobility through the spine or into the spine. As we progress through the next few movements, you could always take a break and move through cat-cow, or just stay in cat-cow and rest. Let's use the block where we hold it between the knees. Place the hands on the shin bones and start to straighten the arms as we lean back. We want to be careful to not collapse into the lower back area, the upper back area here. So we don't want the cat back. At the same time, we don't want to overextend it. So we're trying to find almost a neutral back here. You're gently holding the block to keep us in this inner leg line, the big toe line of stability that feeds right into our center. And so for this practice, you might just stay here. The collarbones are wide, the neck and the throat are relaxed, and you're actively drawing the navel towards the spine and up, and feeling a lifting up through the lower back area, not a collapsing in. So as if somebody had their hands around the kidney area and we're just gently drawing that flesh and those muscles up. From here, if you like, you can bring the legs up. You could also bring the arms out. You could flex at the ankles. So finding one of those variations where you can breathe. So as the belly is brought back towards the spine, we'll feel the breath more in the chest and our lungs. And come down and let the back round to release. And then let's try that again with a variation. So we lean back, arms are straight, we're hugging the block, we're activating the belly, collarbones are wide, throat is soft. We can lift our legs up. And then as if we're holding a big ball, that on the exhalation we take over to one side Bring it back to center, and we take it over to the other side. So we inhale through the middle, we exhale, feeling the twist through the waist, activating more through the obliques, holding the block to bring us into that stable inner leg line, big toe line. And do that one more time. And then we can come to feet and let the back round, releasing into the cat back. And then let's take the block away and bring the feet together. So we have a nice diamond shape here. The feet aren't in too close to start. We're finding the movement forward from the pelvis, from the hip joints, not from the back. And we just tilt forward, and then the hands can hold around the feet, and we're in a forward fold without just collapsing down. So we're keeping our head level to our spine, throat soft, neck long. And we can bring the knees together as we come up, bring the feet in a little bit, open the soles again, reach around for the big toes, find the tilt back, the lengthening up from the lower back, collarbones wide, navel to spine, balancing by lifting the heels up, and maybe extending the legs a little bit towards a V shape. You might gaze up. And then to bring the feet together, maybe bringing the arms out, and coming down, just a couple cat-cows. We'll come around to hands and knees. And bring this to Sphinx pose. We're down on our forearms. And we'll come on to the top part of the feet, so we're slightly engaged through the legs, navel towards spine, collarbones wide. Lengthen the neck. We can look to the right, and we can look to the left. Head to center. Coming down with the elbows out to the side. We'll pick the left leg up, slightly take it out to the side, kick and straighten, kick and straighten. Doing this a few times. And then giving that leg a few circles around. Strengthening around the glutes, both directions. Bringing the leg back and down, lifting the right leg up and over, a kick and release a few times. Keeping the legs straight and lifted to circle. In both directions. And back and down. Coming back up to Sphinx. Tucking the toes under. So strongly pressing down through the forearms. Drawing the belly towards the spine. Actively drawing the navel towards the spine as we lift the hips up. And perhaps lift the knees up so that our shoulders are over our elbows. Our head is level to the spine, not dropped. Trying to keep our hips level to our shoulders so that we're in Sphinx plank. Building strength in our bones, strength in our core. We come down. And just rest. So you could look to one side, you could swish the knees side to side. Let's do that one more time. So you could always practice Sphinx plank with the knees down. We're still strengthening, drawing the navel in, keeping the head level, keeping that little bit of a lift between the shoulder blades. We're not collapsing. Or maybe your legs are straight. You're reaching back through your heels. And then we come down to rest. You could look the other way and circle or rock side to side. Coming back up to hands and knees and onto our back. Either just sliding your way to your back or rolling down vertebra by vertebra. We'll use the block when we're on our back, so have it handy. Once you come all the way down to the back, you can just give your knees a hug. And then let's take the block and place it between the knees. Situate the feet so you could maybe even touch the heels. And we want the toes to point more or less forward, or maybe even a little bit pigeon-toed with the feet, heels slightly out. As we press the feet down, gently squeeze the block. We'll come up into bridge with the arms sweeping up overhead. And then we start to come down through the spine, vertebra by vertebra, as the arms come back down to the ground. So let's try that a few times. Moving to the breath, the inhalation will come up. The exhalation will start the roll down as the arms come down, feeling the movement of the spine, the articulation of the vertebrae. Try it one more time. We set the pelvis in neutral. We're not overarching, we're not over flattening. We're engaged through the big toe line, fingers reaching towards the heels, collarbones wide. Notice what's touching the ground here, what's pulling away from the ground. Can you try to relax your whole back into the ground? We activate the navel, but continue to breathe without squeezing or clenching the buttocks. We'll take the hands around to support the head, so we lift the head up. Bring the feet up if you like. If it's too much, you could leave your feet down. Watch the belly doesn't pop up, the ribs don't pop up. And then similar to what we were doing on our seat, as you exhale, we come to the side. So the elbows moving side to side. Head supported in the hands, knees hugging the brick. Feeling this movement through the waist, through the side body, through the obliques. And do that one more time to each side. And then we can take the block away, hug the knees. With your exhalation, you can curl up. And then we lower the tail down. We'll keep the knees together and the heels drop towards the buttocks. The arms can be either out in a full T, palms up or down, or bending at the elbows. Whatever feels comfortable for you and helps you to keep your collarbones wide, your shoulder blades down. The knees come over towards the left. Circle away and around and up to the right. So the knees go forward, you feel the tailbone down, and then the tailbone lifts a little as you bring the knees over to the side. So we're tracing this big sort of smile through the back of the pelvis. At the same time, we're actively pressing down through the back, keeping the shoulder blades from lifting towards the ears. Let me just do that a couple more times. And finishing on the other side. Coming back to center, drawing the knees in. So we'll play with this movement of the knees coming in and away, but without using our hands on our legs. So the arms can just be at your side. So on your exhalation, bringing the knees in, tailbone lifting, and then placing the tail back down. You can stay with this, or you could straighten one leg, both knees in. Opposite, both legs in. So building strength without hurting your back. So work with the variation that does not create you strain or pain in your body today. Maybe both legs straight and in. Hopefully feeling a little fire in the belly. A few more. Nice, hug the knees, cross the ankles. We'll keep going a little bit more. Extend up with the legs, bring the hands back. The curling of the tail, lifting of the tail action on the exhalation. Just squeeze and lift up. The head can come up and then to lower down. So we lift up, watch we're not pulling the head forward, we're squeezing and lifting. Not throwing the legs, squeezing and lifting. Cross the ankles the other way, try a few more. You're going to draw the knees in, stretch the legs towards a V shape, bring the hands around the back of the legs. So we'll open the legs as we breathe in, close them as we breathe out. Trying that a few times. And then if you like, you could lift the head up and the head down. Again, watch the elbows aren't pulling on the neck. The head stays heavy in the hands. Do it one more time. Still holding the head, bend the knees. As you extend your right leg forward, you take the left elbow back, center the knees, the head, left leg straight, right elbow back. Inhaling center, exhaling to the side. And do one more to each side. Lower down, hug the knees. You could rock a little bit. Coming into happy baby, keeping the tailbone heavy to the ground. Bringing the knees into the chest. And then feet down, arms can be relaxed. We just let the knees go side to side, feet close together. And then a few of those with the feet wider apart. Last one. Back to center. Right knee in, left leg down. Shooting arrow as we bring the forehead up towards our knee. Again, watch you don't over flex the neck. Throat soft. Left leg can come up. Arms can come alongside the body. Actively trying to root the belly towards the floor. And then we'll reach up with that right leg. Hands can go up that right leg. Lower the left leg down and lower the head down. Arms alongside your body as you lower your right leg all the way down to the ground. Left knee in, forehead up without crunching the neck, right leg up, root the belly, arms alongside, shooting arrow. Left leg can go up, we walk up. Lower the right leg, lower the head. And then arms at your side. And we come all the way down. Hugging the knees to the chest, rocking a little bit on the back. And then to stretch out through the front of the body. Let's use the block one more time between the knees, just to help us stay really centered through our legs, our hips, our spine. Arms stay flat to the ground as we push the feet down and lift up into bridge pose. Trying to keep the hips level, maybe tucking the shoulders under, not compressing the neck. Holding the block, but noticing if the buttocks want to clench. So we don't want to clench the buttocks. Drawing the tailbone towards the back of the knees. And then we'll begin rolling our way down, vertebra by vertebra by vertebra by vertebra. We come all the way down. You can get rid of that block. Draw the knees in. And then just take a rest in Shavasana for a moment, relaxing the arms, the legs, closing the eyes. Letting go of any effort with the breath. Taking this opportunity to rest the mind, rest the body. Let the head roll side to side. You can open your eyes. And then curl over onto one side. And with the support of your hands, so this is a nice way to also get out of bed in the morning, to come onto your side, to use the support of your hands to get you up. And then into a comfortable seat, eyes closed. Joining the palms together, Anjali Mudra. With gratitude for our practice. Namaste.